Hello everyone, and welcome to Total Television. Spider-Woman of Earth 65, alias Spider-Gwen, is one of the biggest breakout stars of the Marvel Universe since her debut in Edge of Spider-Verse #2, an alternate timeline where Gwen Stacy got spider powers after being bitten by a radioactive spider in one lucky school field trip. For a moment, it seems as if Peter Parker was the better spider hero of the two, with the tragic stories that caused him to become the Spider-Man fans know today. But as her story progressed and her character evolved, Spider-Gwen proved that she may just be the better web-slinger. That is why today, we will discuss 10 reasons why Spider-Gwen is a better spider hero than Peter Parker. Watch till the end. There are some facts about Spider-Gwen you probably never heard of. Before we dive in, don't forget to check out our other Spider-Man content after this. Like the video and hit the subscribe button so you can enter our PlayStation 5 giveaway. When we reach 1,000 subscribers, we will be selecting one of you to win a free PlayStation 5. Good luck and on to the video. Number 10. Having a mentor. Spider-Gwen and Peter Parker's essential difference is that Spider-Gwen had someone who mentored her at the beginning of her events as Spider-Gwen. Similar to how Iron Man mentored Spider-Man in Spider-Man Homecoming, Gwen Stacy of Earth 65 was given a costume and web shooters by the one and only Janet Van Dyne, or the Wasp. Gwen is on Earth, retired after years of crime battles, and is now a supermodel in fashion design. Clearly in a similar sense to Edna from The Incredibles, considering she invented the web shooters. Number 9. Saving her literal father figure. While Peter Parker couldn't save Uncle Ben, the only father figure he had growing up, Spider-Gwen didn't forget to do this at all. Gwen truly risked everything more than once to save George Stacy, her father. After learning Gwen was Spider-Woman, he gave himself to take the blame for any crime supposedly perpetrated by Spider-Woman. This caused him to end up in a coma, and it was thanks to Spider-Gwen that he was able to survive later. Not to mention, she exposed her Spider-Gwen nature, so he didn't have to go to jail for her. Number 8. Leading a team of her own. During the Web Warriors comic book, Spider-Gwen became the team's unofficial leader, formed during the 2015 Secret Wars event. The other members always came to her for advice. However, the team was initially funded by Spider-Man Indy through Secret Wars. The other members still regarded Gwen Stacy for help, since she was one of the Spider-Women who fought the Inheritors on the Spider-Verse crossover back in 2014. Such a treasure member that she stayed with the same team when she transitioned to Earth 616. Number 7. Teamworking with others, without the writers having to force it. Peter Parker's journey was often self-maintained within his own comic, with just a couple of broad characters crossing over for help. When they did, it was both because of a mashup comic and a crossover where Peter had to work with others. It almost looked like Parker wanted to deal with the problems by himself. That's not true about Gwen Stacy. She's continuously interacting with other Marvel characters from both her own and other universes. She knows when she can't deal with something herself and isn't afraid to ask for help, over and over again. Number 6. Not being afraid of asking for help. Speaking of this ability to ask for help, Spider-Gwen is continuously working with others to solve things way past her wisdom. She often seeks help from Reed Richards, the Earth 65 guy, whom she had lately saved. Also, she even sought the advice of former adversaries. She is aware they might be more educated on a subject than she is, just like when she asked the Cindy Moon of Earth 65, a villain who established an organization called Silk, for advice on how to restrain the Venom, a symbiote that was, at the time, bonded to Gwen. Number 5. Keeping control of the Venom symbiote. The Black Suit arc was a vast Spider-Man story when it was first introduced. Before he became the Venom symbiote, he was simply known as the Black Suit. It caused Spider-Man's emotions to double, especially the negative ones. In the Spider-Gwen world, the Venom symbiote is actually a blend of the lizard serum and the spider-venom that gave Gwen her powers. While this symbiote also gave Gwen similar emotion-controlling powers, she learned that it's an amplification of her own base emotions. With this knowledge, she could control the symbiote by manipulating her own feelings, which is something Peter Parker failed to do. Number 4. Multiversal travel. Unlike Peter Parker, originally from the Prime Marvel Universe, also known as Earth 616, Spider-Gwen is continuously traveling between universes, meeting different heroes in various versions of Spider-Man. It's almost become part of her character, not being afraid to cross the multiverse and fight bad guys on Earths where heroes are needed. Ultimately, she meets an alternate version of herself, which gives her a pendant that lets her travel between multiverses. She's been jumping between Earth 65 and Earth 616 since then. Number 3. Not being afraid of revealing she's Spider-Woman. Peter Parker's Spider-Man always made it an issue of hiding his identity to protect those he loved. This is obvious, as this was a bit of a comic trope at his creation time. The same goes for Spider-Gwen, except she tells her father she's Spider-Woman at the beginning of her career. Then, when her father's ready to go to prison for her crimes, which she wasn't involved in, she tells her friends she's Spider-Woman. That removed a tremendous weight from her shoulders, and her friends absolutely love her for it. Number 2. Defeating the Punisher, Captain America, and Daredevil at the same time. During the Venomized arc, Spider-Gwen had a confrontation with Matt Murdock, or Daredevil, a corrupt lawyer in this universe. Like that's not enough, there was the Hampton Frank Castle leader, a police officer who has no problems killing criminals. Castle, wearing a War Machine glove, tries to kill Murdock but is stopped by the combined force of Spider-Gwen and Earth-65's Captain America, also known as Samantha Wilson, a gender-swapped version of Sam Wilson. When Gwen orders Captain America that Matt Murdock needs to be dealt with right now, Cap prevents her from killing him. In the process, Gwen breaks Cap's arm. Wolverine has declared that Spider-Man is one of the strongest and most agile fighters. But Spider-Gwen took this to a whole new level by taking down Earth-65's Captain America, the Punisher, and Daredevil back to back. Number 1. Looking for a way to save the day without additional violence. At one point in the comics, Spider-Gwen turns herself into the authorities and serves a prison sentence. She gets both physically and emotionally bullied by the inmates. Well, she's Spider-Gwen and gets through it on her own. After she gets out, she's tired of the cycle of violence that came and changed her life after becoming Spider-Woman. She tried to find a way to save the day with no fighting, limiting the use of her powers, and hitting a pacifist road. This is a considerable difference between Gwen Stacy and Peter Parker, who merely gave up being Spider-Man, knowing he was still needed to save people. Gwen was wise enough to help people without violence. How do you like our video? Would you like to see more info about the upcoming Spider-Man movie? Let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss an upload and to enter our PlayStation 5 giveaway. We hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you for watching Total Television, and see you in our next video.